Today, I'm going to show you 5 hacks that will transform your theater room. And since this channel focuses on DIY, all of these hacks are ones you can do yourself. And in true DIY fashion, cheap. In fact, I transformed my entire theater room from this to this, all for around $300. Let me show you how. All I did was 5 simple changes, and these changes made a huge performance difference. And that's because they are all helping with diffraction. In a theater, diffraction can come in one of 2 ways. First, diffraction of light, which bounces the light all around your room. And when it bounces, it can bounce back onto your screen, killing your picture quality and your contrast, really washing your image out. And the second diffraction is the diffraction of sound. They can bounce all over the room and create deconstructive waves, which hurt your final sound quality. Now, if we can take care of those 2 things, your sound and video can have a drastic performance boost. Now, you can technically use any products that'll do the same thing that I'm doing, but I'm going to link the ones that I'm using in the description of the video, so it makes it easier for you to find them. And everything I'm going to show you was very inexpensive. And that's because I used the website Temu, which helped me save quite a bit on equivalent materials that I would have had to source elsewhere. Now, the first hack is probably one that can make the most impact, and that's this roll of fabric. It may not make much sense to you now, but just hang with me just for a second. This just isn't any type of fabric. This is black velvet. And for anyone that has bought a home theater projector screen, you know that the screen itself is surrounded by this fabric. But why? You see, one of the things that will absolutely destroy a good projector picture is that unwanted light. And to get a perfectly aligned screen can be really hard. So screen manufacturers know this, and they put this fabric around the screen, knowing that this fabric will kill any of the light that goes over or past the projected image of the screen. Now, we're going to be using this same principle to kill unwanted light that's inside the room on your walls or even on your ceiling. Now, mainly the reflections of our nearest boundaries in our theater. Any of that light that is projected off the screen and back to the viewer can bounce off of those boundaries, and that light will diffract elsewhere, including back onto your screen. Now, this is really going to degrade the picture quality. Your colors won't pop as much, and your blacks will turn more of a gray. And that is where this easy to install DIY fabric comes into play. You just unroll this and peel off the backing and stick it on the wall of your nearest boundaries to get rid of those reflections. And if you have never done this before, it can be the single biggest impact that you have done on improving your picture quality. If you see any light bouncing on those walls, kill it with this. Depending on your room, you may also need to stick this on the ceiling. This isn't the case for me. Mine is a popcorn ceiling that's way up there. This is really the only type of popcorn that I don't like. Still, we need to kill those reflections here, and in case you don't know, white is the worst color for your theater. Now, the easiest way to fix this is to get some of these. These are black acoustic panels. They're made of foam that help absorb your high frequencies from bouncing around the room. Now, since these are also black, they're going to help with that light diffraction, meaning that these will help with both sound and light diffraction. These, once again, are really easy to install. You just stick them to the ceiling. That's assuming you don't have popcorn ceilings. Have I said how much I hate popcorn ceilings? Well, I do. You could scrape the popcorn off the ceiling, or you can cover it, and that's what I did. I just screwed in some cheap sheet goods and then stuck these acoustic panels right on it. And since this is foam, it's pretty easy to cut around any vents, outlets, or whatever you have in the ceiling. And while you're there, paint or replace anything that's white. Go ahead and paint that black to match your ceiling. Now that we have both the walls and the ceiling taken care of, we need to take care of the floor. Once again, we want to take care of both that diffraction of light and sound. So preferably your floor would not be hard, as that would really diffract sound. Now, I already have carpet, so I'm good there, but I do need to darken it to get rid of that light going back on the screen. For this, I bought some really cheap black rugs from Temu, and I laid it in front of the screen. Now, I knew this would have a huge impact on the screen, which it did. It really cut down on that diffraction going back onto the screen giving me a really gorgeous picture. But what I didn't realize was the effect that it would have on my kids. This has become their favorite part of the theater. They love this carpet. It reminds me of a gorilla. Having said that, you don't want this to move like a gorilla, so get yourself some of these. These help keep the rugs in the right spot. Although with kids, that might still be a tough job. Now I know I said everything I was going to show you would help with diffraction, but let's be honest, you want to enjoy your theater and you want it to be somewhere that you want to spend time in. So you want it to look clean, look great, and somewhere to show off to your friends. So let's make it look great and work for you. Now I did this by picking up this LED trim. Now the best part of this is that this is smaller than the trim I already had, meaning I could just paint the top of that trim the same color of the wall and put these on top of the existing trim. Now these are extremely easy to install. You just screw in these guides and then snap the aluminum plate pieces into place. Now the best part of this trim is that there's this little valley right here. Now you can easily just add some LED lights in these and add some really cool lighting to your theater. However, you need to know they don't come with LED lights. You do have to buy those. Now thankfully, I already had some on hand. I even added this really cool controller that allows me to have hundreds of different looks. It even lets me decide the intensity and the speed of the LEDs. Definitely one of my favorite parts of the theater. However, there is one thing you really need to know about this trim. It only comes with 2 straight connectors and 3 straight pieces. I really needed 3 of those connectors, so I ended up having to buy more trim than I needed just to get the amount of connectors that I needed. I do hope that sometime they add more connectors because that would make a huge difference in buying these. Now I did also build a riser. That's not part of the $300 budget. This was budgeted in a long time ago. But there is something you should get if you're building a riser like this. Buy these. These are recessed power strips. You can get these in multiple different configurations, but all of them install the same way. You just make a cutout and these will recess right into it, now allowing you to have a great place to plug in your theater recliners or even your vacuum cleaner. It allows you to clean up all those cords that would otherwise be going across the floor. But the best part, they're just extension cables. So you don't have to be an electrician or hire an electrician to come in and rewire your electric. You just plug these into a nearby outlet. Now these also work really well for a snack bar. I knew these 5 hacks would make a huge impact on my theater. I didn't expect it to make as big of an impact as it did. I mean, it was a night and day difference. So much so that my wife thought I was reviewing a new and better projector. It wasn't. It was the same one. That's how much of an impact it had on the picture quality. Now I already loved my projector, but this brought it to a whole new level. Now, I strongly encourage everyone to at least do the first of the 3 hacks that I showed you. Now, I know I said I would only tell you 5 hacks, but you stayed with me for a pretty long time, so let me share one more with you. If you're running a home theater receiver, there's almost certainly going to be a second zone. Get yourself a pair of speakers like these. These are outside speakers or outdoor speakers. You can run these on your second zone, allowing you to enjoy your system outside as well. Now I want to hear from you. What is your best home theater hack? This is Toid. I'm out.